Hello, everyone. Bright and early, post Golden Globe night, we're gonna have some SAG nominations this morning. Crazy fast, past 12 hours. Not enough sleep, but that's award season. But yeah, always some crazy stuff with the SAG nominations. They always do some fun things. Are you ready for this, Anthony?
I am. I'm excited to see certain narratives take shape. We just saw the Golden Globes, so it's not like they will have an influence on these nominations, but they're such separate groups that if they come to the same kind of conclusion, I think that will speak a lot to where we're heading for the Oscars. I'm
I think
also
so.
wondering. I'm also wondering to see if some movies, this is, I think, Women Talking's last chance.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I
will
don't think so.
Babylon show up? I'm very interested to see what these look like. Will Jamie Lee Curtis show up and kind of cement her as the everything everywhere supporting actress contender? There's a lot that the SAG is going to clear up for us.
Yeah, SAG is pretty big with. I mean, it was the start of Jessica Chastain's winning last year,
Definitely.
so pretty indicative. Let's hope it's women talking, but let's begin with what is first. Okay, big one first. Outstanding performance by a cast in a motion picture. We have Babylon.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, that was not ranked very high for me in terms of likelihood. Banshees of Inisherin.
Okay. We expected that could overperform.
It could, but like I thought that was just gonna get all the performances in this ensemble.
Well, now
Like
let's
Power of
see.
the
Will
Dog.
Barry get in if he's with the ensemble? That'll be interesting.
Um, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Okay, that's expected. That's expected. The Fablemans.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. And it's off of Women Talking. Women Talking.
Yay! Wow. I
Women
think
Talking.
I think that's the five. I honestly like for me that would if you would
No
put in
Top Gun.
Tar, if you would put in Tar, I think, and maybe like as a sixth, I think those are the five, probably maybe one of the best ensembles. I'm very happy about Babylon because I truly think that ensemble
Yeah.
cast is they're balancing comedy, drama, there's such big performances, but also quiet, intimate moments. I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy about Women Talking because I've now seen it and they're completely deserved a true ensemble leaning on
Yes.
each other. That's a pretty good list.
That's surprisingly good. I was honestly expecting I was afraid of Top Gun Maverick or Elvis here. Neither of them made
um,
it.
I don't know what's next, but I think all eyes now are on Viola Davis. Can she get in there?
No
Because I
Women
think
King. Yeah.
Woman King, I think, needed this
Ooh.
boost if it wanted to get into Best Picture.
Yeah, I think Women King's probably done. But this is good for Women Talking. And for
Very good.
Babylon.
Those
Babylon
two,
is surprising.
they, I love that or at least I took them out of my Best Picture race, and now they might be fighting their way back.
Yeah. Who knows? That the actors are the biggest branch too. But okay, yeah. Yeah.
Starting off
Okay.
strong.
Starting off strong for sure. Next up is outstanding performance by a female actor in a leading role. Okay. Um, okay. I don't think there should be anything too crazy here, but let's see. Kate Blanchett for Tar. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
we're in a
That
sane
makes
world.
sense. That makes sense. So far, so good. Viola Davis for The Woman King. Okay. They love her here. They love her here.
Margot or Danielle?
Ana de Armas for Blonde.
All right, so Danielle Deadwyler's not in here probably, or Michelle Williams.
Mm, yeah, yeah. If Babylon made it into a cast, I would think Margot
Let's
Robbie
see.
would get it. Danielle Deadwyler for Till. That's crazy.
And Michelle Yeoh. That's probably your five.
And Michelle Yeoh. Yeah. I did
All
not
right.
think Danielle Deadwyler was going to make in here. I'm happy about that
Yeah,
though.
that's pretty surprising. I'm interested to see if maybe they put Michelle in supporting, but I doubt that.
Yeah, no
Michelle
Michelle
Williams, that
Williams.
is. She is nominated with the ensemble, so she did receive a nomination. And to be honest, because she received a nomination, the fact that we have three people here before Michelle Yeoh is the only person who is also here, which shows the strength of Everything Everywhere, who also got an
Yeah.
ensemble nomination. All these other women are by themselves. So I am happy about that. Am I
Mhm.
gonna have to see Blonde now? Is that what the world has come
I mean,
to?
she's gotten Golden Globe nominated. She's gotten SAG nominated. That's a pretty good
Gotten
track record so
everything so
far.
far, I think, as far as the major
Yeah,
television.
I'm not sure if she got Critics' Choice, but that's not one of like the
That's true.
hugest things. But yeah, that's
But
definitely
she was longlisted for BAFTA too, wasn't she, Ana Darmus?
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm pretty
so
sure.
she's
Yeah.
doing very well. I mean, listen, we're gonna do a separate Golden Globe reactions, but I mean, Colin Farrell taking time out of his speech to talk about how much he appreciated Ana Darmus, you
Actors
know,
appreciate it probably.
and I think it's the same type of appreciation they have for like Rami Malek and Bohemian Rhapsody. They almost pity the star in maybe a weird way, and also the fact that they were able to
Mm.
overcome the controversy and deliver something that was that perceptive. Because again, having not seen the film, it just seems the type of movie that a lot of people admire for its bravado, potentially for the people who like it. I'm not saying that that's a reason to like it, but I don't know. It's interesting that she seems to, for a movie that would be maybe hard to watch, she is constantly getting in here over other contenders. She beat out Daniel Deadwyler for the nomination of the Globes, and now she's beat out potentially Michelle Williams
Michelle
here.
Williams.
So
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, I mean she does the best she can with what she's given in terms of the movie.
Put
Um
that on the Blu-ray.
she does she does the best she can with what she's given, you know. The best probably any actor could have done with what they were given. I mean, but it's streaming on Netflix too, so it's very accessible.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Michelle Williams still kind of blowing my mind. That makes me think neither of the Fablemans supporting actors will get in. But
Let's see.
let's start with lead actor.
Just one note on Michelle: if they don't do the whole supporting actress swap, it could speak to the fact that as much as I love her and I would give her a win in supporting actress, you had differing opinions. You were a little bit
Yeah.
more conflicted on the performance, so it might speak to just the tonal disparities from audience member to audience member.
Yeah, totally. Could hurt her in the end.
Mhm.
Leading actor. Okay. Austin Butler and Elvis.
That's bad.
Yes. Your future winner here.
Maybe.
Um Colin Farrell, Banshees of Inisherin. Yes. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Who might be the future winner?
Maybe. Those are your top two.
Yeah, definitely.
Brendan Fraser and The Whale. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's your top three. Nothing too crazy so far. Um Bill Nighy and Living. Okay, okay.
All right.
That's our top four. Are they
Who's
gonna
that?
line up with the Oscars?
Jeremy Pope, Tom Cruise, Hugh Jackman.
Adam Sandler for Hustle.
Hey, I called that one.
You did. Wow. No Tom Cruise. He's
Yeah.
not getting the Oscar nomination.
Well, I mean, do we think that this five is translating over?
No. Four of them are. And then your fifth spot is Paul Mescal.
I'm going to currently bet. I listen. I mean, After Sun is a very beautiful film. It's a popular movie among the indie crowd. But Top Gun Maverick is a top 10, top
Yeah,
tier
but
picture contender. So I still think that Tom Cruise has
SAG,
a better
Golden
chance at
Globe,
Oscars.
Critics'
But
Choice.
Paul Mescal is. I think he'll probably get in BAFTA, which could benefit him.
He'll get more precursors than Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise has missed Globe. He's now missed SAG. I don't
But
think he made
think
Critics'
about Tom
Choice.
Cruise overall, the narrative. He's getting the David O. Selznick Producers Guild Award. Top Gun Maverick will probably do very well at the Producers Guild.
I think that's where they'll honor him
That's
with like the
possible.
nomination in picture.
I would be very surprised if After Sun is it because I feel like After Sun needed that critics boost, but all that love went to Colin Farrell.
I think
So
it's going to get the BAFTA boost. It'll get director, editing, screenplay, and picture over there.
we'll see. We'll see.
That's where I lean
we
right now.
definitely have a top four. Definitely.
Yeah, Paul Mescal's in the news too, being cast and everything. So
Ridley Scott is helping his Oscar chances.
he is.
Bye,
He
Hugh
is
Jackman. Thank you for stopping by this
not
award.
happening. Yeah, not happening. Sorry, that movie's just donezo. But yeah, I mean, it's worth mentioning the last 2 years, I believe, SAG went 5 for 5 in terms of what they predicted in this category and what happened at the Oscars. So I don't know
I
about
mean,
Adam Sandler.
yeah, I
He's
don't
doing a
think.
lot of campaigning, but I don't know.
I
We'll
mean,
see.
also on Netflix, right?
Also on
Easy
Netflix, yeah.
accessibility.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
And I would imagine I have to catch up on Hustle, but I would imagine it's an easier watch than Uncut Gems. So people saying that he couldn't get in
Yeah,
for Uncut Gems, how can he get in this year? Well, this year is I think a lot less crowded than 2019, and I also think it's probably a much more digestible movie than his other independent forays. So
for
it
sure.
could. I'm sure this gives him a nice big boost
You've
if
got
people
Netflix behind
love
it
it.
too instead of A24. So
Yeah,
also helpful.
yeah.
Um, okay, let's go on to supporting actress.
Because real quick, sorry, Adam
Yeah,
Sandler was not nominated for Uncut Gems from SAG, so I think that's even shows more support for his performance in Hustle. The fact that he
yeah.
got this when it's not like they always go Adam Sandler. That they
No,
did not previously.
I think Uncut Gems broke a little too late. I think it got its hype a little too late to get in most places.
And it's a divisive movie. I remember
It
seeing I
is,
think
yeah.
like December 28th, and it was so weird because I saw the trailer for Promising Young Woman, and then it
Oh,
got
yeah.
delayed, and I was like, oh my god, yeah, I remember this movie. But there was this woman next to me who was like, when the movie started rolling, she was like in her 50s or something, and she was like, that was the worst movie I ever saw in my life. So like there is some that movie I think, listen,
It
it's
is
great,
divisive, yeah.
but it was divisive in a way that I don't think Hustle is, and it seems to be benefiting him.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Okay, supporting actress. Let's let's see what we have here. We have Angela Bassett. Okay.
Woo!
Your future winner here and everywhere. Um we have Hong Chow for The
I,
Whale.
I predicted her to get in here. So, okay.
Mm,
It's
The
a very
Whale.
actor's role.
She's great at. She had a great year too. I'm people probably happy about the year she's having. Um, so yeah, okay. Harry Condon, Banshees of Inisherin. Yes,
She
yes.
could be the sleeper. She could.
Could be, could be. Um, Jamie Lee Curtis, Everything Everywhere All at Once,
Okay.
and Stephanie Sue, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yay!
Finally, getting a precursor nomination. Probably the
That's,
most important of the acting precursors
all right. So I'm going to assume Ki Hui Kwan is getting a nomination, which means that
and winning.
the ensemble is just honoring who? James Hong and maybe Jenny Slate. Like those are the people who are
Yeah,
getting the boost of the ensemble now because it seems that Banshees and Everything Everywhere um are really doing. I mean, I think a lot of people after last night are saying that those are your top two. I mean, with a performance like this where you're getting
yeah,
ensembles and then everybody is getting independent nominations, that's really strong.
yeah. I'm so happy for Stephanie Sue. That's
Very, yeah, that's great.
that's very exciting. I really hope it carries over at the Oscars. I'm not sure if we'll have two double supporting in both the supporting categories, but
We might have
if
triple.
that's what
We'll see.
happens. Yeah, I don't
It's
know
the
about the
festival.
Fablemans boys. I don't know.
I do think that unfortunately, I think it's going to be Dolly De Leon, Hong Chow, and Stephanie Sue fighting for that fifth spot with the potential Nina Haas disruptor if there's a lot of love for Tar. Because they're just, as I think the National Society of Critics met this weekend and they again awarded another Best Picture prize to Tar. So there seems to be a lot of love for that film. So I think
Yeah,
it's probably those women fighting it out. But I think, as we've been saying, Angela Bassett, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Kerry Condon, they're
those
in.
are secure. Secure
Yeah.
three. And then those last two spots are up in the air. No Carrie Mulligan here, so that's probably not going to carry over.
No. Yeah.
Um, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, interesting. Those two spots are definitely up in the air because it's different pretty much with every ceremony.
Yeah.
Interesting. Let's go on to supporting actor. And our nominees are Paul Dano for The Fablemans. Okay.
Thank
He
you.
made it. He made it. I was
Thank
I
you.
was doubting. I was doubting it.
Now,
He was my number
Judd
five
Hirsch.
here.
Will Judd Hirsch get in as well? That's the question.
I think we got both Banshees boys, but let's see. Banshee Boy 1, Brendan Gleeson.
Okay. So I was like, who's one in your mind?
I think Brendan Gleeson's a little higher,
He's
but they're
the,
pretty close.
I mean, he's the more likely to win, but I prefer Barry
Me too.
in his
Yeah.
performance. So
Yeah. Barry Keoghan, number 2.
cool.
Ki Kwan,
Okay. Who's that fifth spot?
Eddie Redmayne for The Good Nurse. I
Lord.
predicted this 5 for 5. This is what I went with.
Okay. So is Eddie Redmayne? Well, okay. So that's first
Can happen
surprising
at
that
the
they went with
Oscars.
Paul Dano over Judd Hirsch, and I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I
Um,
think he's the stronger. I think he'll get in.
yeah.
This might be my Oscar predicted 5.
Do you really
I
think
don't know
Eddie
about.
Redmayne will go all the way?
No, probably not. But there needs to be, like I say, there needs to be someone in here whose film isn't in Best Picture. So his film side can be in Best Picture.
I guess. It's yeah, I mean,
I'm
I
surprised they
think
didn't
he's
go
filling
for
in that
Pitt.
Jared Leto spot of like the little
Yeah.
things. Didn't he get like that Golden Globe and SAG, and then that's as far as
And
he
then
went?
it didn't carry over. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think same
I
thing
guess
happened with Ben Affleck, maybe.
for the Tender Bar.
I
The
think
tender,
so.
yeah,
So with someone last year.
yeah.
That
So
wacky performance that they go for here, that doesn't carry over. Yeah, I don't think it'll probably carry over. I
yeah,
just don't know who that fifth spot is going to be. I am surprised that since he's a big star and they liked Babylon, that neither Brad Pitt nor Margot Robbie got in.
yeah. That's interesting as far as the all the efforts went to ensemble, which is the more important nomination to get to help it. Um, I'm wondering now if it does sneak into Producers Guild. So, yeah,
Maybe,
that's an
yeah.
interesting list.
Yeah. Okay. And then the last one is Stunt Ensemble. I don't think there'll be anything too crazy here, I think.
I don't
This will
think,
be where Top Gun wins.
did we predict anything? I don't think, do you
I
want
don't
to do,
think so.
I
I think
mean,
Top
Top
Gun,
Gun, Black
Black
Panther,
Panther,
probably.
Everything Everywhere.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
Babylon, maybe.
maybe Avatar,
Avatar, probably.
and I would say Woman King.
Woman King. It's probably one of those. All right.
That would be
Let's
my
see.
5.
Black Adam. No.
Avatar, The Way of Water.
Okay.
Interesting. The Batman. Okay. Okay.
Good stunts.
That's a good, yeah, that's people keep forgetting about that movie, but they didn't, I guess. So Black Panther. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Top Gun Maverick
Cool.
and The Woman King. Okay, so no Everything Everywhere. I guess
Wow.
they thought it was being honored in picture or
Yeah,
ensemble.
it's fine. It's got covered.
And it also got nominated everywhere it could acting wise. So
Yeah, so everything, everywhere, and Banshees led with the same number of nominations, right? They both got ensemble, a lead performance, and three supporting performances.
2 supporting each.
No, three, right?
Well,
We got both supporting act.
oh
Everything
yeah,
has two
yeah,
supporting actresses and one
yes,
supporting actor. Banshees has one supporting actress and two supporting actors.
yes, yes. So yeah, they both got the same amount.
So that's really
Those are
interesting.
really our 2 front runners, it seems like.
Yeah. Fablemans only gets one independent nomination from its ensemble, and it's for Paul Dano.
Yeah, I think that just speaks to that category too, that it's kind of open
I mean, it
in
speaks to
terms of the
category,
other spots.
but I want to, let's time machine back to last year. I mean, I loved everybody in that movie, but I said that the person I was most impressed with was Paul Dano. I think he had the toughest role to nail. He's in the background a lot, but he's so, I mean, he captures so much of the human experience and the defeat of that human experience in his performance. And I also think they obviously watched the Batman because it got a stunt ensemble nomination over something like Everything Everywhere, which they obviously seen. Maybe they were just honoring a good year, and the fact that he's never really gotten a chance in the spotlight. I mean, he's been a working actor for, I mean, decades now. He worked alongside Daniel Day Lewis in 2007 and There Will Be Blood. I mean, he should have been
Yeah,
nominated for that. So this might just be like, you've earned it. You've earned this nomination. I'm glad he
had a
did.
great year.
Yeah, that is surprising though that he does.
Michelle, yeah, Michelle
What?
Williams missing is kind of big.
Yeah, I do wonder if there's going to be a Lakeith Stanfield type of thing, and she
Maybe.
goes coordinating.
Usually, pretty much, I think the only time it's happened in these categories in the last couple of years that these categories went 5 for 5 with the Oscars is leading actor. the
Yeah.
past 2 years. Everything else has at least been 4 for 5, but usually, honestly, 3 for 5.
Yeah. Because I
Um,
think what ended up we'll never know what happened with Lakeith Stanfield, but I think it was that people really wanted to give him a nomination, and so they just put it in supporting because that's where they had the spots. So it
yeah,
wasn't necessarily that they needed to fill supporting actor; it's that they just really loved him and that performance. So I think we're going to have to see the same level of support, which could happen. I mean, Lakeith, I don't think got anything before the Oscars. Really, maybe Critics' Choice because they have more
no,
spots, but he
because
didn't
he
get
was
any SAG.
campaigned and lead. Yeah,
Yeah, so I still think Michelle. I guarantee you, there's going to be a lot of Michelle losing the nomination here, and Ana de Armas picking it up means that, oh my God, Michelle's done. I still think there's a possibility because again, they love. She did get nominated with the ensemble. They do, I think, love her, but that's probably the biggest surprise is that people like Ana de Armas, Viola Davis could get in. But I do think SAG is usually more aware of diversity and different performances. So the fact that we have Ana de Armas and Viola Davis and Danielle Deadweiler, it reminds me of how we had Cynthia Erivo and Lupita Nyong'o during 2019. I don't think Ana
yeah,
made the SAG list, but she was in contention.
yeah. What I'm also just stuck about is women talking made ensemble, which is exciting. A little life put into that movie. Still no one in supporting actress. Are they gonna get in there?
I don't think I've seen the movie, and I think they're all so dependent on each other. I think Jessie Buckley gets the most.
She would be my standout, probably, but it's not like by a long shot or anything.
Judith Ivy as her mother, right?
Claire
So
Foy is also really good.
they're all great. I mean, they're all
Yeah,
worthy, but I just think
which
that
is why it's a great ensemble.
none of them really get the scene. Um,
No,
so I mean, again, Jessie Buckley gets the closest to it in the wake of the film.
at the
Um,
end, yeah.
So I don't think it's going to happen. But I do think that what you're probably going to see for women talking now, if it's able to build on this momentum, if it can pick up some love, I don't know. Can it at BAFTA? Did it get longlisted for anything?
For supporting actor
Yeah, so maybe.
and
But
screenplay,
I think the most you're going to see it is best picture, best
screenplay.
adapted screenplay, and best original score.
Yeah,
And
that's its three pretty much.
it's either going to get like two or three,
Yeah,
maybe four if
I'm.
one of the actors can get it
There's
in.
sometimes someone on Oscar nomination morning who pops in who hasn't hit any precursors, so it's possible still. I'm not sure if I'd predict it, but they would definitely still be somewhere in my top 10.
Yeah.
Probably Jessie Buckley. Um, yeah, I mean, supporting actress. There's those three that are locked in, and then it's those last two spots that are up in the air.
I also think this bodes very well for Michelle Yeoh. Not only because Kate Blanchett didn't go to the Golden Globes last night, which meant that Michelle Yeoh kind of got all the talking in the room for
Yeah,
actress, and she gave a great speech. But Everything Everywhere getting all these nominations compared to Tar's sole nomination for Kate Blanchett, that can either go a Judy route where they like the actor and it's the only place to honor the movie, so they give it to Kate Blanchett, where they're going to give Everything Everywhere maybe best ensemble or supporting actor, or the fact that it's so popular means Michelle Yeoh will benefit from that popularity. I'm interested to see where this goes, this trajectory.
yeah,
This will be the first, I believe. Well, Critics' Choice really will be the first test of where they're in the same category, but we've seen
yeah.
them tie
They
before
don't
and they don't help us.
they don't line up with the Oscars at all. Usually, they try to predict it, but they don't have any of the same voting body.
Yeah,
Um,
they have more nominees.
yeah,
It's just not the same.
yeah, they do ties. I mean, they'll honestly probably do a Kate Blanchett Michelle Yeoh tie, for being
Yeah.
honest.
So
Um, yeah, I am interested to see when the last time it happened that a film won ensemble and then two of the acting categories. That's like a pretty big. So I think it's definitely winning supporting here. I think it would win ensemble too. It's easily, I
uh
think, the strongest there.
yes, it's definitely. So where do you read? Because we were talking last week about Top Gun Maverick. I still think Top Gun Maverick could end up winning PGA, which
Yeah,
if that's the case, then it is a race between Top Gun, Banshees, and um,
everything.
Everything Everywhere. I am interested to where Tar lands among all this because it has such
Yeah,
critical support, has such support from, as we were talking
I
about,
still
Marvel.
think Field is competitive in director, to be honest.
Yeah, which we'll talk about that when we talk about the Globes and
Yeah,
who. It's so
it's
weird to
up
think
in
it's
the
a
air.
surprise underdog, Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, if you told us a few months ago that Steven Spielberg and Fableman's winning would have been a surprise. Who knows?
Yeah,
Crazy. Um, yeah. Any other big takeaways here? Final thoughts.
just going through my head. I'm glad you mentioned that Babylon didn't get any independence because I would have bet that happening before Ensemble. Oh, we should mention
Yeah.
Glass Onion is gone from Best Picture.
Oh, yeah, no Glass Onion. I didn't even notice that. And
Yeah.
none of the actors as well.
No sequels in Ensemble, despite four very
Yeah.
strong, probably three strong contenders and then Avatar.
Yeah.
Avatar ended up being the only one that got in except for Angela Bassett, I believe. Correct?
Um, in terms of the sequels,
Because Glass
Black
Onion
Panther
got
still got
nothing.
ensemble too.
Black Panther got Stunt Ensemble.
Yeah, Stunt Ensemble.
Yeah, so Black
And
Panther and Avatar were the sequels that showed up, which I mean,
Top Gun in ensemble. Stunt Ensemble.
oh yeah, that's right. So three of the sequels got in. So I think
They
the
got the
second,
Stunt Ensemble.
though, if you were deciding which of the sequels has preference, I do think Glass Onion is now fourth on that list.
Yeah. I don't think Glass Onion's getting in there. I think there's going to be a Netflix movie in there. Because we see here, Netflix does well at SAG because it's very accessible. And it still didn't get in here. The first film also didn't get in at SAG. So I guess it's maybe just not their forte.
Do you think Netflix will get in there? Because I think their best chance is All Quiet on the
I'll
Western Front. But if
I
Babylon and
have
Women
that in picture,
Talking,
yeah.
but if Babylon and Women Talking rise after this, that they could knock it out.
I would have it at number 8 in picture. So it's really between, I think, Babylon, Women Talking, All Quiet, and Triangle of Sadness. For those four for the last spot. I think Women King not making ensemble here is kind of a bad sign. Even though it made stunt ensemble, I do think it missing the main ensemble is a big deal. I think Viola Davis will still get nominated. Um, but yeah, that film also not doing very well with the guilds in terms of nominations there. So yeah,
Yeah. I mean, can you run through your four one more time that you think are going for that 8 to 10 spot?
uh, All Quiet, Triangle of Sadness, Babylon, and Women Talking.
Yeah. I mean, I would throw Black Panther on there just because of its strong performance on the short list. The fact that it got in every short list it could have.
It'll get a good amount of tech noms
All
and
Quiet.
acting win. So yeah,
It's gonna have. I mean, it's gonna have what? It's gonna have a minimum of five nominations, and it
yeah.
might win a couple. It might be one of the more winning films if it's able to get costume design, song, and supporting actress. So, I mean, it's something to consider.
I still think it's going to continue the trend of supporting actress being the only winner for their respective films.
Which they obviously want. I think in the
That's
future,
where
we
they'll
have to
honor the
look at
movie.
this campaign. If she's able to win off of this, because I think
Yeah.
one of our awards prognosticator friends, Trevor from Oscar Buzz, was talking about
Yes.
such an unlikely performance. So the fact that
In a
they can
Marvel
count
movie,
this
yeah.
is like it's really special and kind of bizarre, but in the best way. So if they're
Yeah.
able to actually win this, this is a campaign to study.
For sure. Yeah. It's I mean perfectly campaigned. She's doing the campaigning, all the FYC ads are for her.
Yeah.
Um yeah. Okay. Craziness. I think Babylon and Women Talking in Ensemble is the biggest surprise there. Lead actress. Deadweiler and DeArmas getting in, and no Michelle Williams. It's the big surprise there.
I
Lead
think
act.
Glass Onion really that was such a
It's done.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was a shocker. Well, so do we think now that because we were talking about the Greta Gerwig, Taika Waititi narrative of the comedy usurping the women's picture, do we think that's going to happen again now? Do we think that now Women
No.
Talking will rise and this will be Sarah Polly's chance
I
to
think
win
it's
an Oscar and adapted screenplay?
I think it's Women Talking, yeah. I can't think of because I would probably have Women Talking in picture now, to be honest. The only other movies I have in picture that I also have getting adopted or nominated and adapted are All Quiet and Top Gun. and those just don't really seem like screenplay winners to me personally. But
Yeah.
yeah, um, lead actor was nothing too crazy. I think it was Adam Sandler taking the last spot. Those other four are pretty locked in for the Oscar. That fifth spot, I'm still gonna say Paul Mescal's gonna get it, but we'll see.
Okay. Listen,
Yeah,
I will pick Tom Cruise because I think he's the more likely among the
he's missed
Oscar.
everything.
Yeah, but the Oscars are a different group because the Oscars, we've said, the Oscars are the group that's going to love Top Gun the most. Correct?
Yeah, but I also think actors do love it.
Yeah, but Paul Mescal really, I feel like at least people know of Tom Cruise. Like I don't know many
But these
people
these
who
are the
are
people who
talking
are
about
going to
him.
be voting for who gets nominated in acting, like the actors right
Yeah,
here.
and
It's
Paul
not going to be the
Mescal
tech
is in
people.
here. I mean, I would put maybe
No,
more
but
rise on
BAFTA.
Jeremy Pope after Ryan Murphy's speech last night, where he was kind of lobbying for him during his speech. I
Yeah,
think if we're going an independent film and one of these smaller scene movies, I would put maybe more weight on Jeremy Pope getting it. To be
I'm
honest,
I'm going Paul Mescal. I'm holding
we'll
on to
see.
it. I
Let's
think
see
it's
what
going to happen.
BAFTAs do. If BAFTAs really get behind After Sun,
I think
then
they're
I will
gonna.
feel stronger. I'm very skittish on Mescal because I was waiting for that critics boost, and Colin Farrell got everything. And Colin Farrell, I know you're very high on Austin Butler, but Colin
Yeah,
Farrell has
he's
gotten
great.
all the critics love that he can get. He's gotten the Golden Globe. He might get BAFTA. He could. I mean, at this point, I mean, Colin Farrell just seems
I
to
think
be like,
Austin could get BAFTA. Remember last year how everyone was like Benedict is going to win BAFTA, and then it was Will Smith all along.
yeah, but Will Smith is a world-renowned movie star. At least he was. So,
Yeah.
so
Also
that's
a
it.
Warner Brothers picture.
Yeah, so we'll see. But I'm interested to see who gets the fifth spot, but I don't think it really changes anything. I do think my
It changes
narrative
it,
that
yeah.
we were talking about last week of a potential Tom Cruise like win is gone.
No, yeah, no. I don't think he's even getting nominated at this point, which is yeah.
We'll see. I mean, you were saying Angela Bassett wasn't going to get nominated. Now you're more
Yeah,
confident
but
in her
I
win
came
than
around
I
to the
am.
Angela Bassett train earlier than others. You
That
you
is
you were like one of the first, if
well.
not the
I
first.
mean,
But
how many times could I yell at you about Angela Bassett before
yeah,
you just
you're gonna
surrender
come
to
around to
it?
Austin Butler eventually. It'll happen. It'll happen. Once he
Anyway,
wins here.
yes, I think that's everything. We'll be back to talk about the
Yeah.
Golden Globes, and maybe
A
we'll
bigger
also talk about the
breakdown of
Directors Guild nominations. So, still a lot to come.
yeah, crazy week. We're definitely gonna have a bigger, longer breakdown of all this stuff, how it changes the whole Oscar race. Um, but yeah, some crazy stuff here this morning. Comment your thoughts on all of the crazy stuff, how it changes your Oscar predictions, the big snubs, the nice surprises. I think the nicest surprise of all for me would be Stephanie Sue. Go for that Oscar now.
Yeah.
And Daniel Deadweather, who I honestly thought was gonna go the Delroy Lindo path, but that's not it so far because he missed here. So I'm hoping for the Oscar too. So yeah, yeah. Anthony, where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me on YouTube at Spoilers Ahead with Anthony Post, where now that I've seen Women Talking, I can do my top 10. Felt needed to see
Yeah.
that movie to make sure to do it. Maybe I'll catch a couple more before I film it. But that on YouTube, on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterbox at Anthony_Post, and running the Angela Bassett Oscar campaign from Marvel Studios.
Yes, of course, of course. It's gonna happen at this point. We've all got to accept it. Yeah. So thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff, and plenty more videos within the next day, week, and then it's Oscar nominations. And yeah, crazy time indeed. But we will see you all next time.